All right, viewers, getting you some big updates coming in right now, viewers, and we're coming to know that Mehul Choksi, the fugitive businessman, has been detained in Belgium. Mehul Choksi detained after India's request. Back-to-back updates coming in here, Republic TV viewers, and let's tell you exactly what is happening. Mehul Choksi has been arrested in Belgium, and this is after India's extradition request. Fugitive diamond trader Mehul Choksi, who's wanted in connection with the Punjab National Bank loan fraud case, arrested by the police in Belgium. And we'll try to go across to our colleagues as well to understand what is really happening so far. But this is a big update because remember, Mehul Choksi has been awaiting his extradition from London. I want to go straight across to my colleague who's joining us, Shavan, a senior editor, is joining us to help us understand what is happening. Shavan, I'm coming across to you right now. This is huge coming in. This is a request which was sent by India for extradition. Mehul Choksi detained in Belgium. Go ahead.
Well, in fact, this is a hard-drawn battle between the Indian investigative agencies and the countries in which Mehul Choksi has visited. In fact, when he was in Antigua, multiple requests were basically sent by India, but since there wasn't an extradition treaty with Antigua, it made the entire process extremely difficult. Having said that, remember back in September last year is when Mehul Choksi first visited Belgium. This is also the place where Nirav Modi as well as Mehul Choksi have visited multiple times. That's when India once again raised this concern with the Interpol, and a red corner notice was basically issued against him. Now, based on the request that has been made by the nodal agency here, that is the Central Bureau of Investigation, we are given to understand that Mehul Choksi was detained on a Saturday. As far as the extradition request is concerned, remember the extradition request had already been sent earlier. It remains to be seen whether the Belgium authorities will be immediately acting upon the request that has been made by India.
That is right. Okay. Shavan, let's talk a little bit more about this extradition treaty. India has an extradition treaty with Belgium, and authorities have sought a formal extradition request from Indian authorities. And this is the big update coming in. This is happening because of the treaty between India and Belgium. If you could take our viewers through some of those more details when it comes to this treaty, which is leading to the detention and the arrest of Mehul Choksi.
Well, in fact, as far as India and Belgium is concerned, remember, among the many countries that India signed with the extradition treaty, Belgium happens to be one such country. But having said that, the difficulty basically arose because, remember, he had taken the citizenship of Antigua, where there is an arrangement. But having said that, there is no direct extradition treaty. That is one of the reasons why, for the longest time, you've had Mehul Choksi hiding in Antigua. And it was through the citizenship by investment that he had also access to various other countries, and making this entire process extremely difficult for India to carry out a formal extradition policy.
That is right. Shavan is getting the top updates coming in right now. And Shavan, Mehul Choksi is the key figure in this PNB fraud. He fled India in 2018. He has been evading prosecution for so long. This is very, very important given the fact that he has been detained, because this is also coming in as a very, very big win for India, India has been trying so hard to get Mehul Choksi extradited back to India. This seems to be the first step towards that. Yes, Shavan. All right, we'll try to go across to Shavan in a short while from now. But fugitive businessman Mehul Choksi detained in Belgium. Mehul Choksi detained after India's request. This is a very, very big win coming in because remember, Mehul Choksi has been trying to evade prosecution in the PNB fraud case. Let's go to Akil, who's joining us live. Akil is joining us live. Let's go to Akil. Akil, like we were telling our viewers, Mehul Choksi has been detained and he has been evading prosecution. He has also tried again and again to obtain a Belgian residency card by submitting fraudulent documentation. All this has been happening because he's trying not to come back to India because he knows he's going to face justice here. But this is a new update coming in. Mehul Choksi has been detained. Yes, go ahead, Akil.
Well, Shivangi, this is a fresh development in a PNB fraud case, because if you see for the last 7 to 8 years, what we have been seeing that Mehul Choksi, basically the fugitive fled from India in 2018. Since then, he was evading the law enforcement agencies. So at this point in time, what has happened that the Belgian authorities have arrested Mehul Choksi over there, because if you see earlier he was in Antigua and then he shifted his base to Belgium. So at this point in time, when he was there, the Belgian authorities have arrested Mehul Choksi in connection with the over 13,500 crore worth PNB fraud scam. So if you see earlier, what we have seen that there were different cases which have been slapped upon him, which include the cases run by the CBI and the Enforcement Directorate as well. And the Enforcement Directorate, the case which was running was of the financial trail matter. So at this point in time, it's going to be very critical that when that extradition process will begin in this case.
Right. Okay. So back to what is coming in right now, viewers. Mehul Choksi has now been detained, and we are seeing that the status of Mehul Choksi has been such that he has been trying to live in Belgium, Akil, and he has been trying to evade arrest. It's been over 7 years since ED filed a plea to declare diamond trader Mehul Choksi a fugitive economic offender. And that's what he is, a fugitive economic offender. If you could take our viewers through the PNB case and the big fraud which has happened, he has been trying not to come back to India because of his new status, which is a fugitive economic offender. That's what he's being called as here back in India.
Well, if you see that diamond merchant Mehul Choksi has been not in India for the last 7 to 8 years. He fled India in 2018 in cash worth 13,500 crore PNB scam. And after that, what we have seen that against him, the Mumbai court has basically issued a non-bailable warrant. And after that, the central agencies also have been trying to get back him from Europe, because if you see, he kept on changing his locations in Europe as well. And through different media reports, we got to know that he has been basically claiming that he is in Europe. Basically, he arrived in Europe's Belgium at that point in time for his medical treatment. But whether that's the case of medical treatment or not, it is yet to be confirmed from the side of the CBI, because CBI has not given any official statement in this regard. But it is very much expected that the CBI and the ED will also give a statement in this regard from anytime soon. We can expect that development from the CBI as well.
That is right. Mehul Choksi has been detained, and like we were telling our viewers, there has been the ED has been trying to go ahead and legally declare him as a fugitive economic offender. At the same time, we have seen that he has gone missing from Antigua and Barbuda in May 2021, where he had gone and he was staying in Antigua and Barbuda, but now then he changed his location from Antigua and Barbuda now to Belgium, where now India has an extradition treaty with Belgium, and India sent a request, and finally now he has been detained. Now, what will happen next? That's a big question mark. I'm still with Akil right now. Akil, if we could take our viewers through what we can expect next now, and we're still waiting for some confirmation to come in as to whether he has been detained. Now, this is initial reports we're getting for our viewers, but this is very important given the fact this is the first step towards getting Mehul Choksi back to India. We've also seen how India had successfully extradited Tahavu Rana, and now India is trying to extradite the other offenders. Going back to you, Akil.
Well, if you see at this point in time, what we learned from our sources, that is confirmed that Mehul Choksi has been arrested. But if you see, he was living in Antwerp in Belgium. Earlier, a month ago, the news has come from Belgium that he has basically applied for a residency card over there. But if you see certain other reports which have basically reflected that he went over there for medical treatment, which was not the case. And if you see, Indian authorities have been trying for a very long time to extradite Mehul Choksi, who's a repeat offender, who's a fugitive. So at this point in time, it's going to be very crucial, and we'll have to wait and watch that what's the next step forward in that direction, and how come we will be able to basically get him back. The Indian agencies, including central agencies, including the CBI and the ED, will extradite him from Belgium to India. So we'll have to wait and watch for the legal process that what's the next course of action in that direction. And the second part of your question, which you have just asked about Tahur Rana, yes, what we have seen in that development, that recently Tahur Rana, who is the co-conspirator in this entire 26/11 terror attack case, was brought back, was extradited from the United States. He was in Los Angeles detention center for approximately 15 years. He was arrested back then in November 2009, and since then he was kept over there. But India basically fought this case legally since 2019 very aggressively. They have pushed it aggressively on a diplomatic front, and finally we basically got him extradited, and right now he's in the custody of the NIA at the NIA headquarters. For the court, Patiala House Court, a special NIA court in the Patiala House Court, has basically granted him 18 days of police custody. So the interrogation is going on. Today is the fourth day in that case when he will be questioning again, because if you see, 3 rounds of questioning in the last 3 days have been done. Today is the 4th day. So again, the questioning of Tahur Rana, the wanted criminal, the wanted terrorist, will begin on the 4th day. Back to you.
All right, we're getting some updates coming in from Akil, and Akil is taking our viewers through all the updates, and you can see the Choksi timeline on your screen, which talks about how he has been fleeing from one country to the next. From what we understand, he has also been hiding his background and had put fabricated documents when he was seeking residency in Belgium. So Mehul Choksi has been detained by the Interpol. We'll of course try to get our viewers more updates and try to connect to more of our reporters and editors to understand what can we do, what can happen next in the story. But remember, the ED has already had filed a charge sheet a couple of years ago against a fugitive Mehul Choksi, his wife, and others in connection with the 13,000 crore Punjab National Bank fraud case. And the charge sheet has stated that Priti Choksi was a major beneficiary of the proceeds of crime in this case. This case has been going on for a while. We have seen how there were criminal sections filed under the PMLA, which is Prevention of Money Laundering Act. And these are back-to-back updates coming in here on Republic TV. But let's go back to my colleague who's joining us, Akil. Akil, you know, there are a couple of people involved in this PNB scam, including the wife of Mehul Choksi, Priti Choksi. And there are several cases which have been filed in this case, and he has been declared as economic offender. If you could take our viewers through what we know so far about this PNB scam, how many players are involved, and the charge sheets and accusations which have come in over the past several years.
Well, you see, at this point in time, what we're learning from our sources in the CBI, the arrest has been made formally. So now the extradition process is going to get begun because if you see earlier what we have seen, that Mehul Choksi is going to be very likely to give excuses, because on different fronts we have seen that he was basically saying mentioning ill health reasons, because he's suffering from cancer. So he was giving ill health reason, and apart from that, the second thing that we have got to know from our sources in the CBI, that it is very likely that the Indian government will begin the process of extradition very soon in connection with the case. And if you see from the side of Mehul Choksi, it is very likely that he will basically file a plea request for the bail in this case.